when we are on a high frequency, a lot of times we do feel alone. There's not a lot of people on a higher frequencies, which is okay. And we're grateful that we are here. Even if it's lonely sometimes or you feel alone. But most of the time, if you're on a high frequency, you don't usually feel alone and you don't feel lonely. So sometimes it can come up just because it's the old, past energy. Or if you see something that might trigger that, you know what I mean, inside of you. An illusion still, you know what I mean? Because we're constantly still being tested if we're going to stay on the high frequency or go back, right? So being on a high frequency is really, really difficult. It took and takes a lot of hard work to get here. So be really proud of yourself. Commend yourself. And it's nice to be able to connect with higher frequency individuals and people because it's rare. So when you do meet a high frequency person, someone that resonates with you being on a high frequency, it's very joyful and it's exciting. And sometimes even individuals that are supposed to be on a higher frequency, they're advanced and they're still in the dark, we resonate with them too, and we're here to lift them up as well. So, and you might be on this journey of getting here too, so you can still listen to this message if you're not even at that high frequency consistency yet. Anyways, being on that high frequency, it is difficult, can be difficult to channel our gifts, what we're the powers that we're tuned into, which is just the higher powers. It's just being able to tap into that higher power. And you can call it tapping into the quantum field, or you can call it tapping into a higher power. It doesn't really matter how you label it. We all know that there's obviously a higher power, and we connect with the unseen and that higher power. But the kicker is we got to channel it and we got to organize it, and we have to stay balanced and master that balance, and making sure we do show up on a higher perspective, on a higher frequency every day. And sometimes we can fall back a little bit, and we know immediately when we feel heavy and we get right back on. We're not perfect because that feels heavy. No one's here to be perfect, and we're just here to be us. So you're truly tapped into yourself. You're truly in alignment with yourself. And if things are in alignment with you, they start feeling heavy. They feel off, and you instantly are conscious of that. You are sensitive. So if anxiety comes up, or something that throws your, vibration off, you don't go to the doctor and get pills. You go and do your self-work, your self-healing, your self-balance, because you have mastered that. You raise your vibration and all that dissolves. But you do show up and say, hey, what was that trying to teach me? What am I supposed to learn here? Because we are so advanced. We're constantly sensing everything. We're constantly trying to learn. You might feel like you don't have enough time in the day to learn everything that you want to, but you just take it in strides, and it feels good now because you love to learn slow. You love to take those slow steps. You're grateful for those. You see how important and what a blessing it is to take those small steps to transform and to get to where you are, and we're going to just keep transforming. Just because we're on a high frequency doesn't mean you're going to stop growing. You want to keep growing. You want to keep showing up for yourself and learning. And you're not afraid because you have learned to trust yourself. You don't worry about trusting people and fear all that because you've learned to master yourself, and you trust yourself. You trust yourself to know when energy is not for you, and when energy is for you. And when people come into your energy field, you know what type of vibration they're at, what type of energy they're bringing. You're not judgment, you're just observing. You're keeping your lightness and you're learning. And if, you feel like you want to plant seeds of light, you do. But you don't overconsume and overgive, because you've learned the balance. You've learned to maintain your energy and your power. Being on a high frequency takes a lot of conscious effort, but it is exciting. It's such a thrilling, full, whole life. And you're in your own little world. And it's a big world. It might look small, but it's big inside. And you've learned to really show up the way that you feel is true for you. You're not pulled by the outside world, by the trend, by what everybody else is doing. You just show up. You just show up as you. We don't show up needy. We're not telling you to like our videos and we need all these comments and likes and we need all that. That's heavy. Because we've learned how to already feel full and whole as it is. And if naturally your work takes off, your gifts, whatever you're putting out into the world, your energy, yourself, that's awesome. If it doesn't work out, you're just whatever, you just keep doing you. Keep doing what you feel is right, what you know is right. You stay in relationships that you feel is for you. You leave relationships that's not. Constantly being tested, and you're aware of that. You're aware of not taking it personal when someone comes in your energy field and they're, disrespecting you or coming in with a low vibration, heaviness. If you're dating, they're coming in for the wrong reasons. You're just aware of everything now. And that's why you have probably spent a lot of time alone. Most people that have mastered a higher frequency and transformed to our level have been alone a lot. Because that's where our strength and our power lies, and our happiness. And we realized it wasn't in a person. It's great, if our true soulmate shows up, but we know that we had to transform and align to our true self to even want to be in a relationship. We know we had a lot of work to do to get to our true selves, to be authentic and real, to even want to show up for someone else. Because we're highly aware, you're highly conscious of yourself, what you're bringing to the table, and what others are. We're not perfect. We have hiccup relationships, and that's okay. But you do want to show up authentic and real for relationships. And even if you were messy, you still did. And you learned a lot from those relationships. You learned a lot from childhood up until now, from all your relationships, whether they were mom and dad, parents, brother, sister, or romantic, friends, co-workers. And where we are today, you're highly sensitive. It's your senses, your sensory modes are going off all the time. If you get anxiety, you know it's not anxiety. It's something's off, whether it's yourself or something around you. You don't let the physical world control you. If you have $0 in your bank account, you don't care because you feel so abundant within, and you know everything will work out and you'll get what you need. So let's talk about our gifts and what's coming in online when we are on a higher frequency. And they might be similar, just see if they resonate. So you might be getting, your visions. You might be getting different downloads. People use different labels, but you get thoughts, visions, and they might be different types of parts of your life, like for relationships, for your self goals. Maybe you're a writer, a teacher, a leader. Maybe you want to share your gifts. So there's different types of channeling that you're getting, and you have to organize it all. You might be getting future events, but you can't say in the future. You just know it's coming, so you got to pull back. And sometimes if you get into the future visions and you're focused on that too much, it'll give you anxiety. So you got to pull back, reset yourself in the present moment, because when your gifts are coming in online, it is a lot. It's a lot going on. So when we're constantly not only sensing, what's going on around us and within us, but we're mostly obviously we're sensing ourselves first, and then we're seeing the physical, right? We're seeing what the physical is teaching us. We're seeing, hey, what's my body sensing right now? What's going on? And then we're checking out the physical, like, okay, what am I supposed to be learning from whatever's in front of you? And you're learning how to stabilize that vibration. And if you get thrown off, you'll get the same test. It's all right. Don't take it serious. Stabilize that vibration, that frequency. And we know that. We're highly aware of that. So not only are we getting, we're leveling up and transforming, but we're getting thrown tests for our alignment. And they could be the same test, because you got to pass it the first time, and you got to not let it bother you. So if someone keeps, coming into your energy field that wants a relationship and they're not in alignment with you, they may keep telling you things, but their actions don't align. And you may not know everything, and they may not be a really bad, evil person. It's just they're not in alignment. So your stomach, you're highly intuitive now. So your stomach's turning and it's clenching and it feels like a knot. So you understand that you don't have stomach problems. You understand that that's your powers, your gifts, that's saying, hey, that's not for you. They're not in alignment. But we're not going to judge those people. We just say, hey, we're not on the same level, and it's not personal, and it's not that we're better than them. We stay very humble about it, because we know that they need compassion wherever their level is, and love too. Now, do I explain when people are, disrespectful to you, being on a high frequency? You don't have to explain yourself to people. You don't have to heal them, and it's not your responsibility to take accountability for them or tell them about it. So if you feel energy is off and it's throwing you off, or it's disrespectful for you, or any of that, it's okay to walk away. You don't have to necessarily express that. You do need to express it on your own and let that energy out, though. So if you are dating as a high frequency person, so you're getting tests constantly with relationships, romantically, coworkers, everything, okay? But don't take it personal, because it's just testing your alignment. So not only are we getting tested on our alignment in the levels, relationships, work, just even basic things in life, like a flat tire. I failed the test on my vacation a month ago, so I'm just throwing that out there. If you get a flat tire, stay calm. It's okay. If something happens, just try to stay calm, and then you'll pass the test in the vibration, and keeping your vibration stable, which you should already be knowing this. It should be clicking if, you should already know this. It should be clicking if you're on a high frequency. So not only are we, leveling up and getting our tests thrown at us, to see if we're going to stay stabilized, but we have to channel our gifts at the same time and organize it, just like intelligence. I meet all kinds of people that are intelligent, but they don't harness it. They have no idea how to use it. So they can talk, they're intelligent, but they don't have any action to back that up. Some are lazy, some just fear, belief systems, society blocks them. A lot of fear holds people back. They're afraid, of hurting someone else, or, making the universe upset, God, or they have all these crazy beliefs. The universe only cares about your heart being full and happy, and we know that as a high frequency. So we know when something isn't for us and when it is for us. But when we're channeling our gifts, You could be, a healer giving people advice. You could just be a leader as a spiritual person. And when we're showing up for the world, we know that our gifts are for us. But just a reminder, you don't necessarily have to share them. It is just for you. So if you choose to share them, just make sure you keep that balance and make sure you keep your energy light and balanced, and the information that you do give out, make sure it's light. So psychics, tarot readers, channelers, mediums, anybody that's giving, spiritual advice, even manifesting advice. A lot of people online are putting everything into the future or keeping people stuck in the past, like their focus. And some people don't understand that the universe actually works in the present moment. And as a high frequency person, that japs us out if we're constantly focused in the past or the future. You're highly aware of that. So you'll get anxiety. If someone is throwing an illusion out, like a trend, there's a lot of spiritual trends going out there. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Like caffeine, that's a whole trend. You can drink a little bit of caffeine. That's not going to hurt you. It's not going to clog your third eye unless you do a lot. So that's all. You can be a little bit of human. It's fine. I am very high frequency, and I drink a cup of coffee every single day, and it doesn't bother me. But if I drink more than a cup, it does throw me off. Okay, I start feeling yucky. So make sure that is, you're just being conscious of how you're feeling. And on a high frequency, an advanced person, you should know that. But when we're, channeling our gifts, we got to harness them. We got to take action. So if you're a healer and you should be healing, you got to make sure you're, healing yourself. You don't have to be perfect, but you're taking action on guiding and leading people. But being a really good healer and making sure the information you give is keeping them light. It's not putting them in fear mode. It's not scaring them. You're not telling them what to do. So if you're any of those types of spiritual leaders, tarot, psychics, and all that, when we put worry, stop, don't do this, all this, it's heavy advice. So when you're giving advice, make sure it's light and say, hey, just use discernment, because it's their test and you want them to show up and choose what they feel is right for them. Does that make sense? So being on a high frequency, we still have to make sure that we are showing up when we do give the guidance out, you know what I mean, and uplifting the vibration for everybody. Because that's kind of what we're doing. We're all here, as people to channel the higher power and to prove that it exists and to help uplift the earth so we can be at a more peace and love vibration. So when we give advice, we want it to be peaceful and loving. We don't want to tell people what to do, put them in fear, make them worry, put them in the past always, put them in the future. We want to keep more of their focus in the present moment. Is it okay to talk about the past as a tool bank? Yeah. And I understand, you're channeling certain things. That doesn't mean that you speak it out. So when we are advanced and you are being a leader, it doesn't necessarily mean you speak out everything that you channel. You don't tell everybody about your gifts. I don't tell everybody about what I can do. I don't want some people to know that. And I can do some very advanced things. Okay? So when you are really advanced, you can do things with your mind. Okay? So you understand everything is in your mind because you're completely connected to your higher self, your soul, and your soul is completely in alignment with your body. So your body's not running it anymore. And you might feel like a trained assassin, like that, on point, clear, concise, just strong. It doesn't matter about our physical. Our physical's strong, but our energy, our body matches our energy. I go to the gym to feel better, to feel on point, to feel just on top of the world. not for my body. My body matches my energy. So you might feel like that. Okay? So being advanced, we're very healthy. We're keeping our body in balance and our energy. We keep both of those in balance so that we can channel clearly. We can show up right and give advice good. We can lead right and lead the way. We can give advice that's not illusions. And a lot of people are so sucked into these spiritual trends, they're losing sense of how they want to show up, their authentic self. They start wanting to show up like other people, not drinking coffee. Just giving you an example. Okay? One trend I heard that, if you smoke marijuana, you can't sleep at night or you can't dream. That's false. I smoke and I dream all the time. My dreams are insane and they're intense. I have future visions, like the planes that are crashing all the time. I constantly was having dreams of those a couple years ago. And I didn't know what that stuff was meaning. I thought I was going to crash in a plane. No, they were giving me future events, and I figured that out. Because I had to do a quantum healing session and ask my spirit guides. So I work with my spirit guides. You probably do too. I work with the higher power. I'm constantly, that's why we're not alone. Because there's a whole other section up there that we're working with. A power that people are missing because they're in the matrix, in this limited, small perspective box of a life. And we're not. We see the bigger picture. We see things for what they are. That's why we have 20/20 vision. We age backwards because we're high frequency. We are very healthy. We don't worry about viruses or sicknesses, and I shouldn't think that's funny, but it's an illusion because if you're low vibration, yeah, you can get sick and get those viruses that's going around. But if you're high frequency, none of that stuff bothers you. Even if I eat something that's bad for me, it doesn't bother me unless I keep doing it over, that feels bad. Like if I eat a lot of sugar, I'll start feeling disgusting. We're very conscious of how our body is reacting and how it is with the energy of what we're consuming, whether it's movie, music that we're around, people that we're around, and we're aware of our own thoughts. And we're keeping it clean. Because if we're around low vibrations or people in those heavy, dense energies, it starts consuming us and japping us out. We start japping out. I can only be around low frequency people for about an hour. And then after that, I start getting tanked. So you might resonate with that. But as we're channeling our gifts, okay, and getting to know ourselves and staying connected, just make sure you take your time. Especially if you are guiding and leading people, you don't have to be perfect, but just be conscious of how you're showing up, the messages that you're given, the energy, the vibration, but don't fear and don't hold back if you feel like you need to show up somewhere. Show up with your gift if you feel you want to. If you feel that's not right for me, then don't. You feel it's right for you, do it. Because sometimes it's hard to be on a high frequency and knowing which one do I do, because you're channeling all kinds of things that you can do. I can do all kinds of things. Whether I do them is a different question. I know all kinds of answers, but I don't give all them out. I don't give everything out. Some stuff's just for me. And we know that as a high frequency person. And if you don't, you're learning this as I talk, okay? Because being advanced, I feel like we all need to start grouping together and start talking more if we can and networking more, because I love learning and connecting with people all over the world. And even lower frequency people that are very advanced, they just need guidance, I like connecting with them too. If they're not receptible, in receiving mode, they're very stubborn, it's not for me. But you'll know with your gifts what feels right for you if you just listen to your intuition. And your intuition's on point right now. That's why we're very sensitive. So that's another power that you are channeling, is the senses. So if you start getting anxiety, it could be your energy that's off or someone around you, and you know that. If you start feeling depressed, it's just a state, you can change it. You start getting sick, you're like, okay, I can change it. What's it telling me? Anything in your body, pain, anything in your body, you start saying, I know how to transmute that so it doesn't scare you. Sometimes health issues come up and it's a little scary, but you're like, nope, transmute that fear, transmute that. When you're going for the life that you want and taking these steps on our journey, our destiny is really hard. Like, my destiny is so hard, but I step I dissolve that fear by doing things I know I need to do, that I know I feel is right. And it dissolves that fear, and then I gain that inner strength and dissolve the fear at the same time. I'm not brave at everything that I do. Some things I have no idea how I'm going to do it, and I am scared. It gives me anxiety, going to another level. And then I'm like, okay, just calm down. We'll figure it out as we go along, because I have future visions of what I'm going to be doing after this. Like, I hope it's within, soon, but sometimes time, I don't know what the time frame is. So you might feel like that. So even when you're supposed to, do your dream, you may not know how to do it. That's all right. But you're going to take the steps daily that you need to take to get to where your big goal is, your vision. Okay? But just channel those visions and making sure if your energy is balanced and you're on high frequencies and you're channeling your gifts, just take your time. You can write stuff down. Just like when I talk to you guys and I'm channeling, in the morning, I'll sit and meditate and I'll do my self-work, and then it'll start giving me downloads for you guys to give you guys messages. And sometimes what I'm learning, I'll give you guys messages, because we're all learning together the same stuff. And sometimes there could be 10 different messages, and I have to organize those messages and make sure, well, how do I organize this language for what type of audience am I giving? Because some of my audiences are on different levels, and I don't know some of where they're at. And my frequency is so high, I don't really resonate with a lot of people. That's why you can see my subscriber list is low. That might be YouTube too. Just kidding. But my point is when our frequency is high and you are on a higher level, we don't really resonate with a lot of people, and that's okay. And you're basically from the future. That's what I feel like. Our frequencies from the future, and then people will start catching up, okay? But you don't have to resonate with everybody. Not everybody has to like you. But just love yourself, like yourself, and do what you feel is right in your high frequency with your destiny and your journey, with wherever you're leading, okay? And if you are in that leadership role already, like me, and you're already doing your spiritual stuff, make sure that you're just being conscious of the energy that you're putting out, because a lot of the viewers, they absorb energy and they don't know how to transmute it. They don't know how to put that intelligence into place and process it properly, and it could mess up their energy field. And some people aren't aware of that as a channeler, as a tarot reader, as a psychic, because they're not aware and masters at energy and healing it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why you're here learning about, hey, what it is like to be advanced. What are things that I need to, take in consideration? What are things that are happening to us being on a high frequency and advanced? Are other people feeling like this? And then we all show up better, and we show up as a team, and we can uplift people better. If you're putting fear out, if you're going to scare somebody, just don't put that message out. I seen someone put out, a very spiritual person yesterday, and I think she was really going to scare most of her audience. And I don't know if she wasn't conscious of it. And there's no judgment, but I'm very serious about dark energy. And sometimes I will make a comment and say, hey, that's an illusion. Make sure you are aware of what energy you're putting out, because karma is very real, and we don't want to lose our gifts and our power, because you'll go right back down to a lower vibration. and you'll lose your gifts. The only reason we have access to this power and these gifts is because we earned it. It doesn't come for free. It doesn't come for bad people. Because we have good karma, because we've worked for it. We've worked very, very hard for that. That's why we don't give it away for free. That's why we are keeping our energy protected. We will allow certain people in our life. It's not personal, but sometimes I'll get trapped in someone else's own illusion. I can't be around them. I can't have their illusions in my head. So, especially with relationships. So, it's not that, I can't date and that I want to stay single forever. It's just I had to transform. I had to become who I wanted to be first. I had to learn how to trust myself, keep my vibration stable, learn how to harness my powers, and be who I want to be, because I don't want to get lost in a role or an illusion with someone else. And then when I show up, my true soulmate, the person that really aligns with me, they've worked that hard, and they show up in the same energy that I am, the equal give and take. If I give, he gives back to me, and then it's natural, and they want to show up for you. But if people come into my energy field and feed me that picture of what I want, but they're not really ready for that, which is a lot of that happens, and I understand that they want, someone on our level, but a lot of people aren't ready for that. And there's where you got to use your discernment and say, hey, that energy is in alignment for me. So always trust yourself. And when you trust yourself the first time, you don't need to know why. We've learned this as high frequency people. When we trust ourselves the first time, it feels lighter, it feels so much better, and it feels really good in the end. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but in the end, it feels. And that's how you know you're right. We know how to listen to our body now. And if you don't, you're learning this in this video. So if you feel lighter after you make a decision, we know it's the right decision, and we're always constantly staying light because we're in the high frequency, in the advanced, okay? And if you are really gifted in one area and you're ready to start harnessing your other powers, being on a high frequency, that's okay. Start learning. Start doing stuff that you feel drawn to. Intuitively, you're like, no, that feels right. I want to start learning how to be a healer, because I want to take my tarot reading and my channeling and my psychic and my other powers, or whatever it is. I want to take that to the next level, and I really want to be a top level healer. When you're a top level healer, everything's with your mind. It's funny, some people tell me they're a healer and they're cute. They're just learning. They're learning healers. And I'm humble, and I always want to teach, but I'm very serious about being a healer and about the work and the energy that I do present and that I do put out. As a high frequency advanced person, we are aware of that. I'm very sensitive of, energy I put out. Now, am I perfect? Sometimes, no, I'm not. But I'll instantly know in my gut. Like, my gut will be like, oh no, that's not right. Don't say something like that. That's too human. And sometimes I talk so advanced, I have to learn how to talk more lower, like on a human level, because people be like, huh? People like, huh? What did you say? And then the advanced people that resonate, so if you're still in this video, they know exactly what I'm talking about. They just receive all that in. So, and even people that are not on my level, they still resonate with these sessions, these videos that I do. When I talk about, advanced things, they still resonate. It's just they're processing it. You know what I mean? You can see it in their eyes. And as an advanced being, you can see everything in the eyes. I can see if you're happy. I can see if you need healing. I can see if you're light, if you're heavy, if you're locked in, top level, wherever you're at. I can see it in your eyes. I can see everything in the eyes. I don't know why. The eyes tells me a lot. But I can read people. I can sense them. I know where they're at. I know what healing they need. I know exactly what they need to do. Where I'm at today is so advanced. It's so exciting, but I do have to still spend a lot of time alone to harness and channel those gifts, okay? So it's important that you're doing that and you're getting to know that stuff, because that helps you. And when you're transforming, you still need to use your spiritual gifts, because, you don't have to be healed all the way to be a healer, for example. Or, you don't have to know perfectly how to be if you want to give messages, if you're always constantly channeling messages and you're like, man, I just feel like I need to give out messages. You don't have to be perfect. Just start. Then you learn, you grow, you heal, you transform as you go along. You don't have to be perfect. That's why we don't want to judge spiritual people out there. We want to help uplift them, guide them, and lead them. Sometimes I am a little serious about dark energy some people are putting out, but people got to be careful, because the population gets so sucked into the trends. We got to be careful, because this stuff isn't trends. This is about you. We're not a trend. If I start being a trend, I'll do something else that I'm not. No, I was just kidding. But most of the time, we're so authentic, and we're constantly changing every day. It's hard to keep up with us. Okay, so that's completely normal. But higher frequency people and real spiritual leaders, they're not into the spiritual trends. They're into real truth and real connection and guiding you back to you. That's what a true leader does, is guide you back to you, your true powers, and all of that. So that's what your goal is. But you make sure, since we're advanced, that we're on point, like we're leveled up, okay? We're using our intuition, our intelligence. We're channeling. We know how to do our downloads. We know the different the voices that we're channeling. Depends on what we're working on. We can read energy. We're sensing our own body. We can communicate with our own body. We stay in tune and highly connected to our higher self. We're constantly conscious and leveling up. Not perfect. And we love to be human too. That's why we're down here. Okay, so when things are happening and you're growing and learning, keep decoding, keep figuring out things. Your dreams, when you're awake, time could start to being distorted. That's normal, because time doesn't really exist. You'd be really drawn to fruit, high vibrational stuff. You're just very, very drawn to that. Peaceful things, relaxation things, slowing down, taking things slow and steady, balance. You prioritize your energy now, because you've learned how to harness it and master it. Keep your health up. You don't do too much. You don't do too little. You take breaks. You rest. You take naps. You drink water. And your connection is so clear and so on point. You feel on top of the world, like you can manifest anything. Like your reality is really working for you now. You feel fully free. And that's what you're supposed to feel like here. Gain your freedom back, feel light, and enjoy your life. Okay? And keep vibing high, because you're aging backwards and we're staying healthy, and you're running your reality. So we already know that. We already know this. But we want to do that channeling our advanced powers, what we're tuned, like when we're at a higher frequency, you're just tuned into higher advanced power, higher power. So you got to organize that. And sometimes it can be very overwhelming. So just take it slow and steady, okay? Do you and what you feel is right, okay? If you want to be a yoga instructor, be a yoga instructor. I love yoga, but I don't want to be like everybody else. I ain't doing yoga like everybody else. That's boring. I do yoga how I want to do it. I'm a warrior. I don't have time to be doing the perfect poses and stuff. Like I want to do the mindset, the energy, the movement. I'm not worried about like the perfect moves and stuff, like doing it perfect. So, just like YouTubers, if you want to be a YouTuber, you don't have to be like everybody else. Be you. As a spiritual leader, as an advanced person. And when we are connecting and networking and lifting, each other up, just know that that really, really helps. Knowing that we do have a special purpose in this world, and that feels really good because we have big hearts, right? And that's why a lot of us are chosen, because we have big hearts, but our strength inside, it's like a match, okay? And that's why we're here. We have a big destiny. We have a big journey, okay? And we're really fully enjoying ourselves. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments, and I'll make some more advanced ones and talk more about what's going on in our head and what's going on with us, with the whole shift in the world, okay? Have the best day or night whenever you're listening to this. Sending you lots of love, peace, and light.